Hi there, welcome to my views and news. Three news stories. First one is from Somalia, where the president of Somalia, the government intends to take action on those members of parliament who have given pro Ethiopia statements in the last few days. Are the government MP is going to revoke the immunity of pro-Ethiopia MPs? Secondly, Somaliland, viewers, where an opposition member of parliament was arrested today. He arrived in Hargeisa the moment he disembarked from the plane. He was rounded up, blindfolded, bundled into a vehicle by Somaliland security officials. Before these two news stories, let me tell you what is happening in Gondar city of the Amhara region. How many people have been injured and killed in today's shooting by police at people in the city? By the way, several months ago, I think it was last year, I did I did two videos I remember about kidnapping for ransom in Gondar. I said criminals, armed gangs are operating. They kidnap people, they kidnap children, and they are so uh, fearless and so shameless that they're entering houses, they're just kidnapping people, kidnapping girls, women, boys, elderly children, whoever they can lay their hands on, and then they just demand ransom. Back then, some viewers said, Sajid, you should not cover these small incidents. Kidnapping for ransom. Kidnapping in Gondar is not a new thing. It has been happening for years. But that report was an indication that it was turning into a serious law and order issue. Now people are fed up with the daily kidnappings in Gondar city. That is why people took to the streets in Gondar today after a 3-year-old kid was kidnapped 3 days ago. Nolavit is the name of the baby girl who was kidnapped by criminals 3 days ago in Gondar. Ransom was demanded. Nolavit's parents paid 300,000 beers to the abductors. Nolavit was left. She was dumped at the entrance of her house, but she was injured, taken to a hospital. She could not survive. She died. People obviously angry when a small baby girl, 3-year-old girl, is being kidnapped. Ransom is paid. Still, she is brutally killed. What will people do? Should they just stay at home and wait for others to be kidnapped too? Don't they have right to protest? They have every right to protest. Problem is that in Ethiopia, right to protest is denied. You cannot protest. You can only protest if you are pro-government, if government tells you to protest. You can only protest on those issues on which government wants you to protest. So the family members, the father, others, they took the dead body of the girl to the town square, Gondar city. They protested there. Hundreds gathered there. Security forces talked to them. Security forces tried to disperse them. Then security forces opened fire. How many have been injured and killed in Gondar? It's not clear. No statement from the Amhara regional government so far. Some other sources, non-official sources, say that several people were injured because the police officials fired direct shots at protesters. They could have fired aerial shots. They fired direct shots at the people. Several injured, 3 casualties are being reported, unconfirmed. This is the way Ethiopian security forces control protests in Ethiopia. They fire, they kill people, they shoot people. Why? Because they have immunity. They are never held accountable. They're never punished. They kill people in broad daylight. They have done that in Venishangal, in Tigray, in Amhara, in Oromia. No one was ever held accountable. That is why government backs security forces. Government does not want any protest because there is definitely anti-government sentiment in Amhara region. If protests start, the protests could turn bigger, turn into an anti-government movement. That is why people's right to legitimate protest is now totally denied in Ethiopia. And now police officials are holding press briefings saying that they're investigating other kidnapping incidents and they have completed investigation in some cases and criminals are going to face trials at courts. But law and order situation is not very enviable in Gondar city. I have been reporting since last year. Secondly, viewers, Somalia, where Hassan Sheikh does not want to hear anyone criticize his foreign policy about Ethiopia and Egypt. He fired his advisor yesterday. Abdi Rashid, his advisor on health and nutrition, was fired by Hassan Sheikh, the president. Why was he fired? Because Abdi Rashid criticized the Egyptian military entry into Somalia. He said that River Nile issues should not be fought on Somali soil. After that, Villa Somalia took action and Abdi Rashid was fired. He is a member of parliament too. Today, we heard another alarming news, though it has not been confirmed so far, but several Somali sources are claiming that Hassan Sheikh government intends to take action on those members of parliament who are pro-Ethiopia or who are rejecting Hassan Sheikh's foreign policy about Ethiopia. Pro-Egyptian foreign policy of pro-Egypt foreign policy of Hassan Sheikh has been criticized by some members of parliament. This criticism is now being seen as treason. 25 members of parliament have been singled out, and obviously security forces cannot take action against members of parliament. You need to revoke their immunity. That is why a motion is being prepared which could be tabled at Somalia's parliament. The immunity of those 25 members of parliament will be revoked who gave pro-Ethiopia statements or anti-Hassan Sheikh foreign policy statements in the past few days. Some MPs are openly saying that Egyptian military entry, Egyptian military deployment could complicate security situation in Somalia. That complete withdrawal of Ethiopian troops from Somalia could strengthen Al-Shabaab. Hassan Sheikh not ready to listen to anyone who is supporting the presence or delayed withdrawal of Ethiopian troops from Somalia. Let's see, the motion has not been tabled so far. Preparations are developed tomorrow. Meanwhile, Somaliland also not ready to tolerate opposition. A Somaliland opposition member of parliament was arrested today. Muhammad Abib arrived in Hargeisa today by air from the UAE. He visited UAE and Djibouti. When he landed at Hargeisa airport, he was immediately taken into custody by Somaliland security forces. Muhammad Abib is from opposition. He's from Odal zone, which is the zone where an anti-Somali land government movement has been ongoing. Somalia backs this movement. Djibouti backs this movement. Djibouti is reportedly training some Odal tribal youths who are undertaking military training in Djibouti. Some say Muhammad Abib met with those who are being trained in Djibouti. He went to Djibouti too. Others say, by the way, he's been very critical of Musli Abdi, criticizing Musli in the past, to criticized military action too in some parts of Somaliland. One of vocal critics of Musli Abdi is this man, Muhammad Abib, who has been arrested. So it means that criticism is not acceptable, neither in Somalia nor in Somaliland. In Ethiopia, Ethiopia is following in the footsteps of Eritrea, Ethiopian government. Here, no protest, no criticism allowed. If anyone dares to speak, to criticize the government's policy, he or she bound to be punished, arrested. You see what happened to Gaidu under Gaichu. You see what happened to Ta Dandia, uh, Christian Tradale, Johannes Buyalo. List is very long. Thank you for watching.